Hello there, and welcome to Insomniac Live. Hope you had an awesome weekend. It's a beautiful, warm Monday here in Burbank, and surprisingly warm. I'm dressed a little too warmly, actually.
Yeah.
It was like kind of a chilly weekend. I was like,
it.
it's cold in my house this morning. I wanted warmth. They aren't insulated here.
Did you not go outside for lunch?
Oh no, I did, and it was still too warm. But
Okay.
then I always get nervous
outside,
that the conference rooms are going to be cold because like Ratchet is an ice box.
Yeah.
It's a problem. Like we can get the temperature in the office right, but then the conference rooms are like freezers, and it's great.
The air conditioner in Nefarious was broken last week, and
So
it was
it was a
on
sweat
permanent.
box?
No, it was
Or
on
permanently?
Ooh.
and it was like 50 degrees in there.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
We had to leave the door open in order to be able to make it through a meeting.
Oh, that's the best.
Yes.
You know, we still have all the same problems everyone else does, even though we get to make video games. My name's James Stevens. I'm here with Adam Noonchester, who is one of our lead programmer. Lead programmer?
Yeah.
So I had it right. I was like, I'm 95% sure of this.
IT doesn't know that yet. But.
Oh, okay. Lead programmer on Spider-Man PS4, Marvel's Spider-Man, the official name. And then we have Corey. Justin's on the chat. Hello to everyone. I see Zeke Fergay, Code of Comics, Sorcery Warrior, R3 Gaming 9, Kron Z, Ratchet Extreme 6, Sorcery Warrior, Samori, Stealth Gamer, and of course Remaster Resistance. Still don't got any news for you. And we're playing Monster Hunter World, which just came out from Capcom, and Adam was extremely excited about. He's been playing this weekend. We're jumping into his game, so you don't get to see all the boring tutorial stuff. We get to go right to it. And we have to introduce you to Adam's cat, Marco,
Yes,
which is...
Yeah, look at this guy.
Yeah.
This is badass.
No,
Like,
he's a guy. He's a
Okay.
guy. I modeled him after my own cat, and he is now wearing a nice crown that
Love
I
that
got
crown.
from a Baroth that I killed yesterday. I carved him up into pieces and put him on my cat.
so that's
As you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So typically in Monster Hunter, it's a game about hunting monsters, and you go on quests in order to hunt and kill different kinds of monsters. So we'll do a fairly
Now,
simple one.
are
to
there
start
typically
off with.
giant monsters, or are some of them smaller too, or what?
Yeah, they definitely vary in size.
Okay.
So this first one that we'll fight is more of a smaller one.
Okay, and then we'll ramp up or something.
Yeah, we'll go see if we can find some big boys.
Okay.
That I'm not that far into the game, so I haven't been fighting any of the really, really big guys yet. But
But you have a really, really big sword.
Wow.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
The
I'm playing as a long swordsman. There's a bunch of different weapons that you can equip in the game, and sort of each of them has their own kind of fighting style and whatchamacallit.
Can you unsheath the sword in town?
I cannot.
Okay.
No.
So I'm just curious to see the animation of unsheathing that sword because it seems like it'd be quite a lot of work.
You'd think so, but not really. Yeah, and
I-
so we depart.
You departed, you got pulled into the sky,
Yep, I've got a little grappling hook that I can really only use to.
attached to a creature that ferries you out to the world.
Yeah.
I'm back. So
Yeah.
the town, you don't walk out of the world right into the town. You
Yeah.
get ferried in and out.
Yeah. And the areas that you're exploring and that you're hunting in are pretty big, but yeah, it's not.
They're not. It's just not open world.
Correct.
Oh.
Oh.
See, I just sort of imagined it was like this big open
Yeah,
world.
the whole Monster Hunter World thing maybe led you astray.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, it's beautiful. Like, it's really, really pretty. Like,
So usually you can collect a bunch of supplies that you get for each hunt, and you can also that you get for free. You can also bring your own in if you think that you're going to need more.
so they gave you
Herbs.
bullets for your gun.
Yeah, they gave me a couple of health potions.
It's
Okay.
kind of giving me a Phantasy Star vibe.
Yes, very much so.
I loved that game.
So one of the new things in this game is that you get these things called scout flies, which will help you track down the monster.
Okay. All right. So we're
Okay,
following.
cool. And then Marco, is the cat just like just for fun, or does
No,
he
he has
actually
a weapon.
contribute with
Look
stuff?
at He's got a weapon,
He
man.
helps.
He can whack shit.
You choose what weapons
his
you want him to
animation.
have, and they have like a gadget, which is sort
Okay.
of their special attack that they can do. And right now I have him just using a.
Oh, what is that? You got to fight this thing?
Yeah, this is
Oh.
who we're going after. Hey, buddy.
This is
Nice
the boss.
haircut.
This is it.
Yeah, this is our
It's
guy.
like a giant iguana with like dreads or something. I like his hair though. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like the Predator.
He's decided he is out of here.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to mess with that. He's scared of cats. Is the problem?
Yeah,
He's
that's
terrified
probably
of
it.
cats.
That's cool how fast he could run away like that. You gotta hunt him down. Well, that makes sense, right? Hunter.
Yeah.
Okay, chat. Let's see. R3 Gaming says, how's Spider-Man going? It's going good. Everyone's working on it. Stealth Gamer says, everyone in Spidey Squad says hello. We always love everybody in the Spidey Squad. How y'all going? How y'all doing? Hope everything's good. Kronzi's extremely excited about this stream as Big Monster Hunter. Oh no, it had babies, huh? It's like it's got some.
They're usually not much of a threat, though. Come on, bud.
They're just there to distract you.
Yeah, they can get. One of the things about Monster Hunter is that you have to pay attention to a lot of different things in addition to fighting. Like you have stamina, you have health, your weapons have a sharpness level, and if they get too dull during combat, you need to stop and sharpen them.
That's like The Witcher also.
I love I love the giant slashes. Like, I think that's really cool. Like the slash effect when you. I don't know, when does that happen though? It doesn't seem like it always happens.
It happens when I do certain attacks. Let's see if
okay.
I can. I'll stay down there.
Do you have to worry about your cat?
I also like how
killed?
he crawls up over the side
Okay,
of that. It's kind of cool how the model actually crawls up and like his legs are down.
Whoa! What was that?
I got whacked.
Oh, because there looked like a spinny boomerang type thing. So it reminded me of the glaive. And then also it's sensitive to the certain parts you hit him at, right? Like,
yeah, you can see the damage numbers are popping off of him, and depending on where I hit him, it will deal more damage.
Oh, he's bailing out again, huh?
He is. I need to.
Oh, and you're sharpening your blade.
Yeah, I need to sharpen if these jerks will let me. In addition to doing different amounts of damage based on where you hit the monster, if you do enough damage to specific body parts, they will break, and you get special rewards from them. So this guy, you can break like his mane or his tail. In rare circumstances, he will eat something, and then his belly will get real big, and you can break that.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh.
I think he just chomped on something.
Oh, dude, don't you?
Oh, you got that big gold.
Oh, so
now.
it's like that reptile, like too full, can't move. Oh, but he can smash you with his big belly.
Yeah, he can.
You guys ever play that old? This reminds me of that. Do you ever play that old arcade game called Big Bertha, where it was basically like this lady and you threw? It was like a ticket game. I always just loved it because you threw like it, pours the balls out and you have to throw them, but you have to throw them inside Bertha's mouth, and as you would throw more balls in her mouth, her body would inflate and inflate and inflate, and she would get massive.
I don't remember that.
I only ever saw it in one place, and I used to play it all the time because I think it just, as a child, it was hilarious that like you were making this woman expand as you threw more balls in her mouth. It was like, I don't think it could be made today. It wouldn't be politically correct now, but at the time, like it could be a dude. It could be anything, but just it was so fun. That and the Gator Smash game where you had to smash their heads. I think everyone played that though. Maybe not. The Gators chop out in the Smash. I don't know why Monster Hunter is making me think of old ticket arcade games, but it did in that instance.
So I think he might be getting pretty weak and is trying to make a.
Yeah, I mean he's like full. Like when I'm that full, I just want to go lay on my couch and pass out.
Wait.
It's like post Thanksgiving dinner right there.
So he's creating new paths for himself to escape through that. So like the
he's
level
opening
kind
up
of
the next area of the level.
Fight him.
Yeah, sometimes some of the monsters are big enough that they can knock over trees and other things that are in the environments to sort of change up the play space a little bit.
Marco's a smart cat not to get eaten by monsters this big, because he just looks like a snack to them, in my opinion.
He's probably small enough that they're coming after me, that I look tastier.
It's it's lucky for you that the monsters aren't smart enough to pull out like one of those little like cotton balls on a stick and like distract Marco with it. Here, Marco, come on, get the ball.
He's dead. You got him. Nope.
No, I stunned him with a flash bug that was in the area.
Okay. He looks like he's on his last legs though.
Oh, Mingo de Dingo said you can still play Big Bertha here in Australia. Oh, he's dead. So then, if you go to camp, that's just like where you started out the mission, right? Or you started the quest.
Headquarters, camp is where I started this mission.
Headquarters is where the bounty board is.
Right.
Got it.
So one of the improvements they made to this is that you don't have to go back to headquarters in between every hunt. You can choose to go back to camp and accept a different quest to hunt a different monster.
So they only give you so much time to harvest it?
They do. Well, yeah, they do, but you can only harvest a certain number of times off of each.
Got it. So, but if you were dawdling and not harvesting, you would lose the harvest.
Yeah, but
you would never.
I got my 3 carbs.
And you have 30 seconds left. Okay.
So we'll go back to camp after this and see if there is another quest that we can take in this area to fight something a little bit bigger.
Nikor Nukov, something. Nico Runikov said, "Hi, I just completed Sunset Overdrive. Amazing game. Thank you." Well, thank you for playing it. That was awesome.
That's great to hear.
We do love Sunset Overdrive. Dead Tricker, Mingo de Dingo, Sunscream, and Ace Tosto. Thank you all for following. We do the show 5 days a week, 3 days here from Burbank, Tuesdays and Thursdays a little bit earlier in the day from North Carolina. And our schedule's always posted. I think we've got Resistance 3. We're finishing Resistance 3 with Marcus and Cam on Wednesday.
Yep,
so
that's
that'll
right.
be a good one.
Unless we die a lot, then we'll need one more playthrough.
Are you guys partway through New York, or
We just have reached New York, so
Okay.
we're gonna power
So
through
you're
the
gonna die
whole
a
New
whole
York.
lot.
We're gonna die a lot. And then Thursday, I think, is Edge of Nowhere. It's being
Okay.
played for the first time.
Yeah.
North Carolina guys are gonna play that in VR, and then
That's cool.
which should only take like 2 streams, but you know, and then. I think we're doing Crawl. Is it Crawl? Is that
Crawl,
right? Crawl.
yeah.
It's some game. It's some co-op game on the Switch that looks cool, and I don't
Cool.
even know hardly anything about it. But Josh Noble, right?
Josh Noble was telling me about it in the kitchen. He said that it's like one person is the dungeon, and then everyone else are like the people going through the dungeon.
Huh.
But it's supposed to be that like they're supposed to lose, because like the more they lose and stuff, like the more power-ups the dungeon can get to like throw at them, or something like that. I don't know. It's like Dungeon Crawler,
yeah,
pixel graphics and stuff.
cool.
That's all I really know about it. It seems neat.
So there's lots of good shows this week if
Yeah.
you tune in. So, and if you follow, you'll know when we're streaming.
Yeah,
So is Marco like your actual cat, Marco?
he has the same pattern and colors. Yeah.
How about
That's
behavior-wise?
He's a little bit more obedient than my cat. Like he follows me around, kind of does what I want him to in this. Whereas,
Attacks things that you're
Yeah.
trying to...
yeah, my actual cat will spend most of his day sleeping on his little cat tower,
Yeah.
and then go crazy at night or whenever he wants to be fed.
What does he do when he wants to be fed?
It's usually first thing in the morning, and then around 8:30 or 9 at night.
He just starts running around like crazy, or does he
He'll-
start pawing, or does he start following you? Or does he start
He has
meowing?
kind of an order that he'll go through. He'll come in and he'll sort of look at you for a bit, and then start walking towards the kitchen where his food is.
And then look
And if-
back.
yeah, and if you don't get it, he'll look back, then he'll meow. If that doesn't work, he will then start climbing on you and like meowing or kneading or some of the things that, yeah, cats like to do or that have worked in the past for him.
So I got a Furbo camera for my dog, so I could like tune in from like, and but the cool thing is it shoots treats.
Oh.
So like you can shoot a treat out at them, and you can talk to them too. Like you can actually talk through the phone to the dog or whatever. Be like, hey, and like so in theory make them train. So I
Right.
set this thing up, and I was talking. I went to the kitchen. I was talking to her. She was like over looking at it, and then I shot a couple treats out of it. And that made her extremely interested. She's a beagle, so she's very food. And so then she was just like sniffing at it. And I set it over on top of some stuff. So she was like climbing on top of all these video game controllers trying to get to it and sniff at it. And then she wouldn't leave it. Like last night I was trying to get her to go to bed, and I came over and she growled at me because she didn't want me to go near. I was like, oh, come on. You're not going to resource guard the security camera that has treats inside of it.
She is.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was.
Oh, yeah,
And then
she
I had
is.
to literally unplug it and take it to the bedroom and set it in the bedroom. And then she came and went to bed because that's where the camera
Yeah, you gotta watch out. Digital you might become her new best friend instead of you.
She can't actually see me. She can only hear me. So
Yeah.
it's just this white box. But anyway, I
Nice.
thought it was funny.
Man, that's funny though. Yeah, like think about how psychologically overwhelming that would be for an animal.
Yeah.
They're like,
Go a
what's
little
happening
crazy.
now? This thing's shooting treats at me. Sounds like my master, not my master, but
Yeah.
it's shooting treats at me. So I don't know what's happening.
Sorcery Warrior points out next week will be Shadow of the Colossus, which is true. We will do a Shadow of the Colossus live stream next
Is
week.
that for the remake?
Yep. Yeah.
Cool.
Very exciting.
Oh.
Oh, Tyrannosaurus Rex. You know, you
got
do
something on
this.
his head.
You throw your hat on it, and then you take over, and then you can go smash everything.
Okay, yeah.
That's how you do
Pro
this.
tip?
It actually is funny because it kind of does look like the Tyrannosaurus from Mario. Like,
Yeah, that is not actually the monster that we are supposed to be hunting. Though
So
it
does
looks
that mean
he
that
is
monster's-
fighting with the monster we're
Oh,
supposed to be
so you can
Oh.
do cleanup, huh?
so is this one where you let them fight each other before you get involved, or
A
do you...
little bit. I don't like to sit around and wait, so we're gonna go and try and chop this guy's tail off while he's distracted. But it looks like he dropped some stuff, which would also be good.
I mean, like, that tail looks pretty sectional.
Yeah, you can definitely cut it off. Hi, how you doing, big guy?
Oh, Desire says my dog doesn't speak English. Don't be silly. Yes, she does. You don't know her. She speaks
Perfect English.
Yeah.
Just not when you're around.
Exactly. Not when I'm around to be her voice.
Yeah, you saw Secret Life of Pets. That was a
Which,
documentary.
that's a fucking ripoff of Toy Story, by the way.
Really?
I think so.
Really?
That story is exactly Toy Story.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm sure no one noticed
It
that.
was better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I just remember seeing the trailer. I'm like, this is Toy Story. This is Toy Story. The old dog is Woody. The new dog is Buzz. They go and get lost in the city. They find out they actually like each other. This is exactly the Toy Story story.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's okay. I think it's okay, but it's definitely a Toy Story. And actually, you know what? My other complaint about that movie, since I'm on my soapbox and I'm going to rant about it.
Go ahead.
I love the idea of that movie. I love talking animals. Like the dog in Up is terrific. You know, that's great.
Yeah.
My problem with that film is at some point it decides that there are no, like the beginning of that movie, there are rules. Animals are animals. They only act like animals when people aren't around. Yeah. They can only do things that animals can do. And then in the middle of that movie, we meet the goddamn bunny rabbit that can fucking like rob a bank. And at that point, it's like, well, animals can do anything. Animals can do anything in this movie. And then nothing matters because the animals can do anything. They can drive a car. They can dive off. They can swim down and unlock a truck and get someone out of jail that's sinking. Like they can do anything. So there's no tension or threat to anything because that's where the tension comes from. Is animals can only do so much. So if you put them in extreme situations, they have to figure out a good way to get through it.
Well, that's
that's where that movie.
It wasn't Pixar, right? And I think Pixar quality, they would have like integrated the theme more into the plot throughout.
I mean, I think Illumination's great. Like, their stuff is usually really good. It's just one of those things where once you start sliding down the slope of animals can do whatever they want and you don't have, like, rules, it's kind of hard to care about anything because you know the animals will just be superheroes. They become superhero animals at that point, and they aren't really your dog or pet anymore. That's where that movie lost me. Because I really did enjoy, like, the first 30 minutes of it or so, despite the Toy Story-ness. But, anywho.
So you were really looking for just a more realistic.
No, I'm just like the idea is they all the animals act super realistic at the beginning of it. Like, hey, these are here's what lost pets are like. Here's dogs don't do things in front of their owners. That the dogs they do stuff in secret, but they have to act like dogs, and they can only do things that dogs can kind of actually do. And then the other animals like the rabbits and stuff are just completely they do insane things that don't make any sense.
So you'd prefer like Homeward Bound?
Yes, I prefer Homeward Bound. Oh, there's his tail.
There goes the tail.
There's the tail.
I'm going to try and carve it right in front of you. Check this
out.
Dude,
that guy's eyes are bugging out. He looks pissed.
Yeah.
This is his tongue?
Yeah.
Where does he store that thing?
I like how they kind of
that big jowl?
evolve as you hit them more and more. They get nastier.
Oh, I got poisoned.
Is that why your health bar is purple now?
Yep.
Someone said just like Moana is Star Wars A New Hope. Yeah, but you know what? It has Lin-Manuel Miranda music in it, so it still is okay. Zeke Fergie said, would humans have ever been able to evolve and form societies with monsters running around?
Uh-oh.
I think so. I think we would have evolved.
We still did. Look at like hippos and elephants and crocodiles.
And sharks. Let him kill the Tyrannosaurus first. Yeah, I think once we develop tools, we win.
And what are those monitor lizards? The bigger ones of them? What are they called?
Like Komodo dragons?
Komodo dragons. Those things will kill a human.
Now you're running from the Tyrannosaurus.
I like that run animation.
Is it more powerful than you are?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh.
He's the big dog. He is the next big monster that I'm going to
What happened to Marco? Where's Marco? Oh, there he is. Okay, good.
He came along.
Sick of Marco.
It's like that you're running away, like, wait, where's my cat?
Oh, he'll be fine.
Boss Baby is the best animated movie hands. It got nominated somehow, so maybe it's decent.
Can't say I've seen it. And the correct answer is Coco.
Coco's really good.
Yeah. I was surprised that something like Boss Baby would be nominated over Lego Batman. So I'm very curious now.
Well, I guess Lego Batman did come out this year.
Yeah, and didn't get nominated for Best Animated Picture.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. It was good, but it
was okay. I thought it was another one that I thought
so,
kind of fell apart.
It's just
in the
like
back
surface
half.
level entertainment, you know, and it's like fine for that, but all the other movies are like trying to like have some sort of like deeper thing to them.
I do wonder. Well, and I haven't seen Lego Batman. I have a copy of it, and I just have not had time to sit down and watch it. But I did. To me, like the idea of like kind of being in Batman's world isn't as exciting as like the whole Lego world. But maybe they do. Batman does see more stuff than I realized.
It just seemed like it's a gimmick that overstays its welcome, and it's better as like a half-hour thing. It just keeps going and going, and they don't really use the Legos much. You know, it doesn't really matter that they're in Lego.
Because it's just a Batman movie.
Yeah, and it's just the same type of jokes over and over and over again. We're like, oh, these are my hands, so I have to like do something like this, and isn't that funny? And it's just kind of after half an hour, you're like, all right, I've seen it all already. It's good, but all the other movies that got nominated, I think they have a little more substance.
I think I'd mostly agree with that. I thought it was fine, just fine.
Mm-hmm. It is beautiful though, like the animation and everything. What they're able to do with that Lego style.
Code of Comics, have a good dinner. Let's see. They have a lot of bacteria in their bites. A Komodo dragon bites its prey, then lets it suffer and die before eating it.
Yep. Oh, I got a story about that.
Yeah.
Not a Komodo dragon, but with the monitor lizard, which is kind of like the cousin. It's the same thing where their mouth has so much bacteria.
What the fuck is it doing?
They'll bite a cow or something, and then just come back later, and then the cow is dead, you know, and then they'll eat it then. So I was in Sri Lanka a long time ago, like in college, and we were driving between one city and another city, and we're like this back road in the middle of the jungle, and we see this guy on the side of the road, and he's got like raw meat dangling like this, and he's just like hanging it over this ledge, and so we park and we walk over and see, and there's 4 or 5 monitor lizards that are coming up from the river, and they're all big suckers. They're like way longer than this table, probably from the end of this table over to the microphone, which is off camera here, and he's dangling it, and then they kind of get up on their hind legs, and we realize he's training them, and he feeds them the meat and everything, and I have my camera, and I'm wearing sandals, and I had an open cut on my big toe, just from like a blister or something, and one of them just runs right over to me, like stops right past the guy with the food and everything, and it goes right over to me, and it starts licking my toe, and I'm there, and I'm like, what do I do? And everyone's like, don't move, because we're way out. We're like 4 hours from a city, and if it bites me, I'm gonna get all types of diseases and stuff, and like, oh, you know, you'll probably live, but you're gonna have to cut off your leg or something. And I took a picture of it. I have the picture. I'll find it. It's like buried on my Facebook it's like years and years old, where it's licking my toe. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it was wild. It wasn't like some trained thing where like it's all safe and whatever. It's like, no, like if you flinch right now, you're in trouble. But then it just kind of like lost interest and walked back over to the food, and then ate the guy's food. And
wow.
yeah, I was frozen, but
And
you
didn't let it go.
Leg.
It just happened so suddenly because we were standing there, and they're kind of over, 10 feet away with the guy with the food, and one just right over to me because of the cut on my toe. I smelled it.
Remaster Resistance says, it'd be an amazing game, and a game where an alien virus starts converting people into aliens, and the aliens start converting people into more aliens, and you play as an American soldier fighting in the UK to try and combat the alien threat before it reaches US. That'd be an amazing game. Feels like it's been done.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been done.
Kind of 10 years ago.
Yeah. Feels like last gen to me. So
you played a lot of PSO then? Phantasy Star Online?
I played it on GameCube with my friends locally, pre-internet days. Although my other friend had it on Dreamcast, and he played online, and I was envious of him, but I didn't have Dreamcast. Yeah, we played locally on GameCube, and we'd stay up all night to try to get one red item. But yeah, that game was fun.
Yeah, it was good. That was great at the time. That was like such a great online game back in the day. Like,
it reminds me a lot of this because you have your mag. Is that what it's called? The little thing that would like float behind you. It's like your Marco Cat.
Yeah. You can get other types. What are the other types of pets you can have?
I think they're all cats.
God damn it!
But you can.
Why are they cat people? Where's the dog?
I don't know. Maybe they decided that dogs were too obvious.
Fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm fine with it being cats.
Yeah.
What do you gotta hate?
I'm not hating. I'm saying there should be options.
Okay.
Not everyone's a cat person. I mean, I'll take a cat. I'll take a cat if that's my only option.
But then you're
You
gonna
can have
open
any
it up
pet
to
you
all
want
kinds
as
of
long as
weird
it's a
pets,
cat.
though.
You have anybody who wants to well, I guess I'll take a cat. What if
Yeah, yeah.
someone's allergic
Okay.
to cats?
Marco has a throwing thing.
Yeah.
It's like a glaive.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, you can choose different. So as I'm harvesting stuff from these enemies, we'll go back to headquarters, and I'll show you sort of where you can go and upgrade your weapons. Choose sort of different blades that you've got. And you can also upgrade your cat stuff as well. Maybe we can outfit him with some stuff made from this monster.
Yeah, there's definitely. It does seem very Fantasy Star PSO. It does. Like,
Yeah.
Just especially with the whole like kind of quests being their own like individual little thing.
Yeah, and I mean it's 4-player. You like a lot of the monsters feel like that they were
Designed
built
for 4 players.
multiplayer. Like in old Monster Hunter, you didn't ever have a cat that came with you, and it was always awful.
Do you? Does it matchmake you and other random people if you want, or do you have to like? Is it only
You
invite?
can.
I'm not saying
we're
we
online,
should. Yeah, but
like,
I was just curious, like for someone who doesn't, if I may not know people.
Yeah, like you
playing
can
it.
choose to. Like we're on just by creating a game. Like
You're on a
other
server.
people can
join
could
it.
join it because I didn't explicitly set it to private,
Got
but
it.
I don't think anyone is going to.
You in the chat, get on here. Welcome to.
Konzi says he hasn't even done a capture quest yet.
I did one. It's basically the same as it used to be.
So you capture the monsters then?
Yeah, like you get more or different resources for capturing versus killing.
just killing.
And sometimes the goal is to capture, so you have to weaken the monster.
So like if you want
catch
them
it
to
in
keep
it.
making eggs for you, you have to capture them.
Yeah, maybe not eggs, but yeah, that's the general idea.
You can't kill the goose and get the egg from it.
Yeah. So let's see.
Is there much of a story then?
They've added some story to this one where we have come from the old world to some sort of new continent where the elder dragons are migrating, and we're trying to figure out what the heck is going on.
Okay.
It's pretty perfunctory.
This is pretty cool though. It looks awesome.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
a
this
really
world.
good looking game.
Yeah, I mean, just the art designs are really cool. Like, you get this giant blower going, and like it feels like this kind of there's like the kinetic energy of like the stuff like the wind and the mills and that sort of stuff. It's actually moving.
The series has always had really, really strong art, and this is kind of one of the first times that we've really been able to see it on display. So these are all the different classes of weapons that you've got in the game, and each of them plays fairly differently. I was using a longsword.
Brandon was saying at lunch he has an insect glaive, which like
Yeah, you can do more kind of air combat with that and send out little bugs to do stuff for you.
Yeah.
In the past, when I've played, I've done hammer, longsword, hunting horns. Pretty fun. Get to be kind of like a bard.
So like off from you're trying to kite.
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird because each melee strike of your weapon produces a specific note, and so you're trying to input combos simultaneously while hitting the monster, so that it plays the right sequence
So
of
like
notes to trigger the right.
the rapper.
Yeah, the right buffs.
Interesting. And it feels like it would feel like a completely different game if you're using that then.
Yeah. So you can come in and choose to upgrade weapons. So this is the weapon that I've currently got here, and it's got this kind of tree view where you can see the next 3 weapons that I could change this into if I got the required materials on the right. Oh, we can make that one. Let's make that one.
Oh wow, that's a big blood.
I like how it's like the sushi train, but for weapons.
Yeah.
Like, instead of sushi, it's like there's just weapons coming along this like thing. Like, which one do you want? Like, I guess I'll take that one. That's the good one.
And then from each monster, we usually have like a some armor that you can build from it. These are the different kind of armors that.
Wow, there's a lot of different looks here.
Yeah. But I mean, it's very much a it's a game about loot and
Yeah,
making your character super cool with specific armor that you want or specific weapons.
Yeah, it looks like a ton of customization. You could really dive
So
deep.
let's
Oh,
go
nice.
and-
Oh yeah.
Cat mods.
Yeah, let's go, Kitty.
We will make him look like that.
Yeah, does Kitty want some goggles?
Yeah, I think he does. Let's.
He's like, look at this guy.
This guy's like, I've been here at the forge for 30 years and I gotta make a new cat suit for this guy. Oh.
Will SCZ, thanks for the follow. If you're just joining us, this is Insomniac Live. We're playing Monster Hunter World. My name is James Stevenson, here with lead programmer Adam Noonchester and our chief video master live stream Maven Corey.
I am a Maven.
Yep, and Justin is on the chat in the chat room as Insomniac Games. So, and in the chat you've got longtime moderator Kronz talking up his Monster Hunter because he played. Wow, now you have a big hammer now.
I sure do.
That looks heavy.
Yeah, we'll see if we can hit somebody with it. Before quests, you can also come in and go to the canteen and.
Was that a cat trying to crawl in the oven?
Yeah, the canteen is run by cats.
Yes, but they get so much fur in the food.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I'm allergic to cat dander. What am I gonna do?
Maybe they're the breed that doesn't shed, right? That exists, doesn't it?
We're gonna.
Oh, this is nice.
What are they doing?
They're making me some food
This game is
so I can be ready
really
to go
out
on my
there.
next hunt.
They should be singing a song during this. Is what I feel like. Like there should be like a song.
this like, wow. This is.
Well, you're
wild.
eating it just as like stylishly as they served it to you.
If
What I
someone,
like
if
is-
someone made you food like that, would you not feel an
I even like
obligation?
Marco was like jamming out. He's like, "Yeah, eat that fish."
All right, let's go.
I had no idea the game had this wacky catness to it.
Monster Hunter is a very weird game. Like it is, you have big, giant, scary monsters, and you chop them apart, and then at other times it is just ridiculous.
So
That's
many
cool.
weird.
Though. I like it.
All right, let's see if we can go.
Look, you, Mister, completed all the 3-star optional quests.
Yeah, you know.
Sorcery Warrior says you must be compensating for something with this hammer. Yeah, but the character's a female, so
She's exerting her dominance
yeah.
over the monsters. We're gonna go clock this big guy right in the face with a hammer. It's gonna be great.
Do it.
So right now you can see that we're currently loading the quest, and we've got one of 4 party members. And if I decided to just sit here and wait forever,
It would eventually find more
maybe
people.
if
Maybe
people were
not.
looking for it.
But they have to be looking for that specific quest.
Yeah, certain quests I think people can join after you've started.
Right.
If they join too late, then they don't get as many rewards or something like that. But,
Got it.
So we're ready to depart, and we'll just go.
Man, Super Smash 24 asks, who's the guy playing right now? I just said it's Adam Noonchester,
Hi.
lead programmer, Insomniac Games, work on Spider-Man PS4.
Yep, I work on combat.
Combat.
It's a black belt in programming.
Oh yeah,
So he works
I'm
with
a
Swole Adam,
White belt.
yeah I do. Yes,
who we'll have back on soon. He's on vacation right now.
yeah. Is he in Chicago?
I think there's that. I think he was
Family?
also going to Orlando to go to Disney World.
Ooh.
Which I'm
That
always
sounds
jealous
fun.
of. Wow. Oh, this looks completely different than the
Whoa.
last
So
server.
this is a different-
So now we're like in a desert
different zone.
biome.
Now you're in Arizona.
Yeah.
So this is where like the sun Pokemon spawn and
Yeah.
the cactus Pokemon spawn.
Yep.
Those rocks in the background that are coming up at a 45-degree angle, that's like where they film Star Trek and like everything.
Yeah.
Everything that's supposed to be on another planet, they just film it there. That's a real location that's a couple hours, or like an hour outside of Los Angeles.
For whatever reason, in my head, I always just kind of thought this was another Monster Collection game.
Oh, you know, you're actually hunting them.
Yeah, so you're actually trying to kill them.
Yeah.
It's not collecting.
This weapon reminds me in the first Conan the Barbarian movie there's like 2 main guys that are kind of the sub bosses before James Earl Jones that Arnold has to fight, and one of them has a huge hammer like that, and like the whole movie he's just going around slapping people with that hammer.
So that looks like a way more armored, nasty version of a T-Rex.
Yeah, he's got a big kind of crown on his face.
In mud or something.
And
like
yes, he is covered in mud that he will slough off in order to make us unable to move.
Man, I really like this game. I might have to get it.
You ever had a mud bath before?
I have not. Have you?
Yeah, as of about a month ago, I had one in Fiji. It's pretty interesting.
I think I might have done something like that when I got chicken pox.
A mud bath?
Or is it oatmeal bath?
No, yeah, a vino bath, oatmeal bath, yeah. That works really well, actually, for those situations.
Whiff. Yeah,
the top of his head looks like the bottom jaw of a horse or something.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool looking.
I love the creature design.
Yeah. Looks like it would just wreck anything.
Hey, where you going, buddy?
Kranzi says this is the most newcomer-friendly Monster Hunter game he's seen.
I think that's very true. They've done a lot of stuff to kind of cut down on some of the annoyances that the game used to have. Like, you used to have to bring special items with you to be able to sharpen your weapons, and now you've just sort of got infinite whetstones that you can just use as many times as you want.
Infinite whetstones.
You had to also bring different items with you if you wanted to harvest different kinds of materials. Like you had to bring pickaxes to harvest metal, and now you can just
harvest
use
whatever.
Okay, a little simplified.
Yeah. They have sort of an auto crafting system that they've added in where you can set certain items to just automatically if you have the ingredients to build them leave me alone, to just automatically be built. So anytime I've got an herb and a blue mushroom, it will automatically convert it to a potion if I am not full on potions.
Nice.
I love that he knocked over the rocks there, like the environment.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. There's like all that going on here. Bit Critter Spirus, is it worth getting a console to play this game, by the way, because the wait for the PC version is long as heck. Here's what I'll say. You want to play Spider-Man? You're going to need a PS4 anyway, so there you go. Yeah. And you can play Ratchet and Clank then, too.
So that's true.
Another way to look at it is the first Monster Hunter I really got into was Portable Second on the PSP, and I put about 500 hours into
Holy shit.
So
probably developed new muscles in your thumbs you didn't even know you had.
What keeps you coming back for 500 hours?
A lot of it's the multiplayer. There are a lot of monsters, and it's the fact that all of the weapons really, really play differently. And so you get bored and you're like, I'm going to now learn how to play Hammer, which has a completely different cadence, and you have to kind of go after different places on monsters.
And so if you were struggling to get into it, then it may just be a thing of trying to find the weapon that appeals to you.
Yeah.
And like what gameplay style works for you.
Yeah. Like with a hammer, because it's so blunt, you can't really be chopping off tails.
Right, and it's probably slower, so your animations, you're not able to like hit and then dodge quickly. You like are winding up into it. It looked like.
It's a lot slower. It also does kind of the old ones. I don't know if it's true still in this one, but it did more damage if you hit monsters in the face with it. So you're really trying to line up these slow winding shots right in front of a monster's mouth to try and hit it before it eats you. It's a very high risk weapon.
Do you have to sharpen the hammer?
You do. I'm not sure why.
But isn't it a blunt object?
You'd think so.
Well, it's made out of bone, so it's like you got to brush your teeth, you know?
Yeah.
You build up on it.
You want to get the plaque off of the bone hammer? Have you flossed your bone hammer today? That sounds weird, actually.
Yeah, maybe don't say that.
Yeah. That's not quite what I meant, but...
So does the mud, if you step in the mud, does it slow you down or something?
It's slower to move through, and if he hits you with it directly, it'll get stuck on you, and you have to roll around a bunch in order to get it out.
Oh, look, he's bleeding from his mouth.
Yeah, I've kind of.
Did you just whack Marco? Did you just whack Marco?
Sort of, yeah.
I do like the blood like coming out of his mouth. That's pretty cool. What's he doing?
He's throwing out a bunch of mud.
Oh no! Oh no! No, you have had a mud bath.
Yeah.
Man, I like the environments a lot. Oh, they said it's Vasquez Rocks is the location that it's kind of inspired.
Looks
by.
like.
Yeah.
And that's here in Southern California.
Yeah, it's not far outside of LA.
Even better for Hollywood studios to go film there when
Exactly.
it's a quick drive away.
But it's been used countless times.
Samori15 says, quick question, does Ratchet eat food? Yes.
Was that dinosaur poop you just ran past?
Might have been, yeah.
That's cool that they do that.
Is there anything worthwhile in dinosaur poo?
Well,
Is
you
it
can
like Jurassic Park where you reach in and find the berries?
Yeah, sometimes you'll get berries. Sometimes you
You really get berries out of dung?
Sometimes you get regular poo that you can combine with other shells to make...
Explosives?
Yeah, I think I forget what they're called, but they basically make... hide you from the monster, so it's easier to sneak up on it.
Oh, I see, like camouflage.
Yeah.
So it's like in Walking Dead where you cover yourself in the guts of zombies and then you can walk among them.
Yeah.
Because they think you're dead.
I am just whiffing.
Did you see Elon Musk released a flamethrower this weekend?
I
heard about that.
I was looking at it. It's only $500.
I'm like,
it's a flamethrower.
I know. Part of me's like, hey, I could actually have my own flamethrower for the first time. I'm like, $500. I'm like, that seems pretty cool. Then the other part of me's like, I'm going to spend $500. I'm going to fire this thing up like 3 times. Then it's going to sit in my closet. I'm like, I have this flamethrower.
You think they'd let me keep it on my desk here at work?
That's interesting, actually. I wonder. I think your ultimate issue would actually not be the flamethrower itself as much as the like the office of the building and fire and like fire inspection. That would be where your problem could come. Like storing the fuel for the flamethrower. But I do wish, I do hope I know someone that buys a Boring Company flamethrower just so I can play with it one time.
Oh, so we can like camouflage to just look like some rocks.
Yeah.
That's sick.
He's gone to sleep, and we're gonna wake him up. Hey, buddy.
I saw earlier he passed by another monster also. It looked sort of like him, but more crocodile like.
Yeah.
Look, Marco has a little raft.
Yes. Now that this is too
Dude,
deep.
Marco's the best.
Yeah.
Mingo de Dingo says I need to bring my dog to a stream one day. I guess I could probably get away with it on one day. There's no dogs allowed in the office.
Oh yeah.
There used to be.
Ever since the incident.
Yeah.
We don't talk about the incident.
Yeah, there was never since I've worked here. So it's been like it's been 12, 13, 14 years since Insomniac let dogs in the office. I think Naughty Dog doesn't even allow dogs anymore, actually.
Really?
I believe that may be true. That could be totally wrong, but I thought I heard that Naughty Dog isn't even doing dogs anymore like they used to.
I feel like once you get to be that big.
Oh,
of a
is Marco
company,
out? He's knocked down. Marco's.
Yeah, he might be down.
He's
for
taking a
second.
cat nap.
Marco, not now. You're supposed to take your nap before we went on the quest. God damn it. Yeah. So I mean, but if and I have told Carrie many times I would love a dog-friendly workplace because I would love to just bring my dog to work and leave my dog at my desk and she could have a bed at my desk and she could sleep when I could, like, if I needed a. I actually
Pretty
do.
obedient.
Yeah, mostly. She's like she wouldn't go far away from me most of the time. She's just very friendly. She wouldn't poop or anything in the office. She's good.
Yeah. She's not gonna run
I
around and.
Well, I don't know what. I'm not exactly sure what she would do at first because she definitely would want to explore, but she wouldn't like bother anyone. And I think once she kind of got used to being here, she would just stay around where I am.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really know how that would go.
Right.
And I mean, like, you'd have to take her to meetings and stuff.
Yeah.
But she'd be fine, I think. I don't know.
I don't have her run the meeting.
I
Sit
don't know
at the
how
front
it
of
would
the
go.
table.
But it would be
Yeah.
nice not to. It'd be nice just to bring her
Be a
in.
timekeeper.
She'd be
Teach her to
fine.
bark every 2 minutes.
Um,
Oh.
That was the
Another
thing I saw
monster,
earlier. Yeah.
That's another weird
So
kind
is
of
it
fish thing.
wait, is that coming over to eat it now? Is that?
I
Or
don't
is
know.
that
I
just
think it's
hap-
just kind of looking around. When you finish a quest like this, it usually puts most of the monsters into a non-aggro mode. So
Oh, got it. So they don't like try and attack and kill you right before
Yeah.
you go back to base.
Yeah, they used to not do that, and it used to be really frustrating to where you'd kill a hard monster and you'd have lots of other little mobs around you
Yeah.
that were just constantly pecking at you while you were trying to carve something.
Most leaks in the game industry are actually done by dogs.
That makes sense. We'll do anything for treats.
Surfer Girl was somebody's dog. The new one that posted the blog. Oh, Surfer Girl. I bet. Does anyone in the chat even know what Surfer Girl is? Like, do you guys remember that? Is that like so old? Does anyone know that? I'm curious.
That's pretty old.
I know. I'm realizing that's a long time ago.
That was happening before I joined Insomniac.
That means
that whole thing was happening just as I was starting here.
That means there's like people. There's like people that are probably were like 4 or 5 years old when Surfer Girl happened and have no recollection of it.
Yeah.
Raider 77 has no idea what Surfer Girl is. I was born in '91. James confirmed old. Yep.
Surfer Girl was a prominent leaker during the early PS3 era.
Yeah, it leaked everything. The thing about Surfer Girl that's really interesting, Surfer Girl had shit on everybody.
Yeah.
Like, leaked Rockstar, Take-Two, Sony, Microsoft, EA. Like, it had everybody's goodies.
Yeah.
And that was the mind-blowing thing, is how does someone, like, usually like a leaker will be because they're at a publisher or something, so they have one batch. So maybe this could have been someone who was in like third-party relations at Sony or something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would have figured, right? That it was either someone who worked at Sony or
that, or consulted. And yeah, the other thought was like someone who was like an agent for multiple companies, or like in that sort of world. But no one ever figured out who it actually was. They leaked Resistance 2 documents that were exceptionally like damaging, detailed the entire macro of the game, the ending of the game, which honestly I think part of the reason Hale died was to change the ending of the game because of that leak, or at least make it surprising in some way. That was also crazy too, because there was only so many people here that actually had access. There was like 14 or 15 people that could open those files because it was like really early and they weren't kind of finalized for anyone. So we never did figure out who got them or how. And it's bizarre. It's still bizarre. Bubsky and Alex94 Gustafsson, thank you for the follows. Someone said, who knows, maybe we're looking at Surfer Girl right now. I am not Surfer Girl. Promise. That is not
You're
me.
a big surfer though, right?
No. I have surfed once or twice. And
the web.
Huh? Yeah, the web. I've surfed the web once or twice. Never an actual thing. The real James Stevenson is back. That's great. Let's see.
Well, we're kind of a low level, but let's go see if we can help somebody on.
Do they make us sign NDAs, or do they just threaten to fire you if you blab?
Everyone signs an NDA when they start working here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you definitely sign an NDA. That's not something that is like that's ironclad. I don't think. Oh look, I think you're getting in with some other people now, huh?
Yeah, I chose to look for someone else's game.
Nice.
We'll see if they kick us out.
See if we get some co-op going. Wait, I didn't send someone an all-for-one pin that I was supposed to? My bad? Shoot me a message when I forget things like that? I may have one somewhere? Don't know? Would shoot me a message on Discord? Remind me? I don't remember. That was like, how many years ago was all-for-one? 6 years ago?
Maybe you did mail it, but like the shippers lost it in transit and it's not your fault.
There's all sorts of stuff that can happen like that, so...
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry you've been holding on to that for 6 years, Dezaru. I would have totally shipped it to you if I had known you hadn't gotten it. I saw a question. Someone asked about, Spider-Man release date listed by a retailer. Anything listed by a retailer right now is placeholder by the retailer.
Yeah.
We have announced no release time frame within 2018. That's all there is to say. I don't understand it. Any retailer lists a new date for the game, and we literally get like 200 questions between emails and tweets and messages saying, "Is this real?"
Yeah.
Did we say it was real?
We'll tell you when it's real.
Yeah.
Exactly. We'll tell you. Oh, that guy's carrying an egg. That's pretty cool. He's like.
I wonder if he's stealing it or if it's his own egg.
Going after that guy.
So anyway, my point being, until you hear from us, anything out there is just placeholder date.
We can say though, there's a 5 out of 7 chance it'll be on a weekday.
Confirmed. 5 out of 7. There's a 1 out of 12 chance it'll be a given month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're still working on it.
Yeah.
So I think it's fairly safe to say it's not coming out anytime in the next 8 weeks or so, because that's
oh dear.
right. Like that's very confident.
I shouldn't be here playing Monster Hunter if it's supposed to be out in a week or two.
Right.
Unless you like your steak rare. You know,
yeah. So
real rare.
that's the thing. We are still working on it, and we will let you know a date as soon as we have it. And if you hear anything, if you see a retailer post something, if we haven't posted it, which as soon as it happens, we will post it and we will pin the shit out of that tweet.
Yeah, you'll know.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. We will open this Insomniac live show.
Oh, they dropped their egg and it broke.
Oh,
I think
poor
he
thing.
stole it from someone else.
He does look like a scavenger type, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He'll use he picks up rocks and tries to hit us with them.
They had this old claymation dinosaur thing back before Jurassic Park came out, like in the really early 90s, I guess. And it was hosted by Christopher Reeve, actually. And they had a thing that looked like that stole the eggs out of the nest.
Oh,
And then
there he
velociraptors
goes.
killed it.
He's got himself a little rock. Drop it! Drop it!
I think it was called Dinosaur! Exclamation mark.
Oh, I don't have any. So you have a little slingshot. Oh, there's some poop.
Oh, but you need
Let's get some
I
poop.
need dung.
Now he has a rock instead
Wait,
of an egg.
Now we can throw poop.
Maybe
in.
he
Wait,
has-
so you have to get
Oh.
dung to have ammo for your slingshot?
You can collect lots of different kinds of ammo.
But why would you collect anything other than dung, honestly?
I figured I would be able to shoot the dung, but I guess not.
Honestly, so the weird thing is this really reminds me of Birdie from Mario Brothers 2.
Oh, I see the resemblance.
It's like the first time I saw him go running by with the egg, I just was like, oh my god, it's
Next
Mario
gen
Brothers
Birdie.
2.
Birdo!
Is it Birdo? That's
Birdo,
what it is.
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
it was Birdo. And I was like, is it Birdo or is it Birdie? Yeah, it's Birdo. Like, I totally just saw Birdo running by with the egg. I'm like, well, that's really weird.
Birdie's like one of the guys in Street Fighter.
Yeah, he's one of the big guys. Grappler.
Let's see.
Trying to
What
dig.
else we got?
Got another rock.
He's a jerk.
Whoa.
Merson, thanks for following. Super Smash, do you have a window a month in mind right now? Not any that we're sharing publicly. Let's see. Thoughts on high impact Ratchet games? They were alright. Size Matters is cool. Size Matters sold a ton of copies.
Oh, I didn't notice. When did you switch to your sword?
When I went back to town this last time,
All right.
because I didn't know who we would be going with, and I should probably bring a
Your best.
decent weapon.
Yeah. Remaster Resistance said you should neglect to announce release date, then say the release date is today. I think everyone learned after the Sega Saturn what a bad idea that is.
Yeah.
You remember that? Do you
Yes,
remember Sega Saturn? Just
I
like,
do.
it's available today. And everyone's like, what?
And then KB Toys threw a fit and refused to carry it because they weren't one of the places that.
Got the like early the first few that were off the production line because they like rushed some off the production line and rushed games, and then it had no software support for a long time. Oh my god.
Ow.
That was Sega being so far behind at that point and just desperately throwing anything at the wall. If you haven't read the book Console Wars, you should. It's terrific. Absolutely terrific book.
It's too bad because I was definitely a Sega kid, and then I was forced to switch into the Nintendo camp, which was fine, but Sega was really cool back then.
Sega was really
Yeah.
cool. Genesis had them on the ropes. Had Nintendo on the ropes big time. Till Donkey Kong Country, really.
I mean, I was a big fan of my Saturn, even though, you know.
Saturn was awesome.
Yeah.
Saturn was great. There's tons of great games on the
Yeah.
Saturn. Like especially like import stuff.
I was going to say, it's the first console that I ever modded to.
Play import games.
Yeah.
There's a
Oh,
lot of really
nice.
good stuff over there.
Yeah.
Sorcerer Warrior says the best strategy is to hit monsters in their behind, basically.
Well, if you're a hammer user, the best strategy is to hit them right in their face.
Yeah. So I think it depends on the weapons. He said they're talking about being behind is the safest place. I'm like, yeah, but what if they're a poop monster? Then it would
Yeah,
be.
then you're in trouble.
One of the things that I really like about the monsters in this game is that they will start doing different attacks based on sort of where you're standing and what you've been doing. And so different monsters will have like tail sweeps or bites if you're hanging out too much in front.
And they get angry and kind of
Yeah.
their appearance changes and stuff.
I think, did we break his face? We might have broke his face.
He looks kind of like he's limping.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
honey. Nice. Oh yeah, he is limping. That's pretty awesome. All the animations are crazy.
Yeah.
You wait. He limps, but he's still just fast enough to...
Oh, you missed the Remaster Resistance misses the Sega intro that would happen before games.
Yeah.
Well, there's the Sega Scream guy too. Sega.
Not sure I miss him as much, but okay.
Oh yeah, that guy. And then the PlayStation 1 console noise is still pretty great though too.
Yeah.
Like I could still listen to that today. And
I think that's probably my favorite console startup noise.
Can you imagine if Sega and Sony had actually allied like they wanted to?
Oof.
It'd been like Sega Sega, Sony, PlayStation.
Yeah. I think both Sega and Nintendo were kicking themselves. Sega and Nintendo were kicking themselves for a while for not taking them up on it.
Well, the worst part was, you know, when Nintendo backstabbed Sony on the PlayStation, they didn't tell them before the press conference.
Ooh.
And so all the Sony execs were at the press conference, and the Sega execs were there too.
That sounds rough.
And they're like, "We're partnering with Philips." And Sony's like, "What the fuck? It just happened!" Like, I'm like, I couldn't even. So like, not only that, I mean, and obviously when you get into like Japanese corporate politics, there's all sorts of level of like honor and insult and things like that. So I'm not sure where a decision like that happens, but for like Western corporate politics, that's mind blowing to like invite them there and then just like be like,
just kidding.
Again, why you should read the book Console Wars, because it's awesome and it will totally help you relive your childhood. If you want a great book about the old school video game business.
Do you ever read Game Over?
No.
It's a history of Nintendo. It's really good as well.
Yeah, and actually I would say like it's probably that's probably the next one, because Console Wars is definitely from the Sega side of things. Like it's more from the executives at Sega, or more of the presence in that. There's definitely thoughts from Nintendo, like they interviewed the people who worked at Nintendo, and you kind of know what's going on there. But it's definitely, it paints Sega as sort of like the upstart good guys, and the CEO of Sega was like this guy from Mattel, and what they did to like push Nintendo to the brink essentially.
Did the time of day change? Or was it just clouds or something?
I think it's... I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I think it's definitely darker in this part of the map.
Kron Z said he just wish-listed the book on Amazon Canada. Did you really have to specify Canada, Kron? I know that you're in Canada, dude. It's cool. You could just say Amazon. It's cool.
I've heard good things about Jason Schreier's new book.
That's terrific. Absolutely terrific. Yeah, I read that over the holidays, and it's very, very good. I highly recommend that to anyone. Schreier's a good dude, too. And he's had, what's his last? He did the report on Anthem that was pretty interesting. And then there was that report today that Microsoft might be buying Electronic Arts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Like, apparently Microsoft has like $135 billion in the bank, and then topped off with all the tax law changes is a bunch of repatriated cash.
Yeah.
So the heavy rumor is they might be buying Electronic Arts, which would be a gigantic shift. The other rumors were they were possibly buying PUBG, or they were buying Valve, which would also be a gigantic shift.
I'm not sure which would be bigger. Probably Valve.
Yeah, Valve would completely be a gigantic change to computer gaming if suddenly Microsoft owns Steam.
Yeah.
Dude, that is crazy.
But the other interesting aspect is obviously Microsoft announcing this thing where you can pay, a certain amount of money and all their first party games. So like if you're paying for their Netflix of gaming, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get, if you're paying for Game Pass, you're going to get the new Halo game when it comes out, and you can just play it. You don't have to go buy it because you just get it. So the two interesting aspects of that are, A, what does that change your model for, like, okay, they're not trying to sell copies of Halo anymore. Maybe they'll have like the collector's edition or a $60 version that comes with more stuff. I don't know, who knows. But then you also have to have back-end transactions. But every game does now. They have cosmetic stuff or maps or story updates. Like,
maybe. It could also make it easier for them to bankroll more single-player games. For sure.
That's potentially the upside, right? Like you could now they just need a lot of games. It's not about getting a game that sells 7 million copies. It's about having enough content to keep you subscribed to the service year round.
It's like how Netflix does both sort of lots of different kinds of TV shows and movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then it's also, we want to make sure there's something new for you, so we always have a new game for you that's part of your service that you're paying us for, because we don't ever want you to cancel, and we want to just have millions of people signed up and paying us every month, and then we can make games off of
Or
that.
if someone famous dies, and they just like flood the system with like all the stuff they ever worked on. You know.
Oh,
So, oh,
our leader left,
oh boy. Well,
and I think I am now back on my own.
I think there's Jury left, but I think Rizzle's still in there, right? Rizzle and Vegeta, or Rizzle and
Vegeta, huh?
Vegeta.
Looks like there's...
Vegeta must be Rizzle's pet, or yeah. So, oh, there he is over there.
All right, is there a monster on the map? I don't see one.
Oh, so you guys may have already killed it.
Yeah. So, all right, we can go back to town.
Anyway, very interesting stuff. Depending on if that does happen,
Yeah.
if that's just, you know, it's a rumor at this point. Polygon reported it today.
Well, yeah,
seems
if
like
one of the big sites are reporting it, then there's probably
there's some,
something
at least some
going on.
smoke, right? Same sort of thing. Like we had the
Yeah.
early reports of Disney buying Fox, and
Right.
then you know,
Those all that turned
That's
out
the
to
future. You know, it's all.
Well, I mean, I think about shit like, oh, like then like does Halo use Frostbite if they buy EA? Like, do they move Halo to Frostbite? And I don't know. Those are the thoughts I have in my head. Like, what happens there? Like, how do you combine all of that into?
Yeah.
But you also think about EA Access has been this thing that Microsoft probably knows all the numbers on, because they sell it and it's on Xbox, and that's apparently done pretty well for EA. So. The idea of that, there's a lot of
they could roll them together.
There's a lot of even corporate institutional knowledge that EA might have on how to run a subscription game service.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I hope so, yeah. Man, I hope that they bring back Road Rash. If that happens, because they're gonna need all these, you know, new games, and they have this back catalog of IP that's just dormant.
Yeah.
Give me some more Road Rash, man. Road Rash was like the original Grand Theft Auto.
So the game has these things called bounties that you can do, which are sort of like mini little quests, where it's like mine 12 times, gather 3 insects, gather 7 mushrooms, complete 3 quests in the ancient forest that you can do in addition to doing the regular quests. And you finish these up and it just gives you kind of a small reward. And this is something new that they've added for this game to sort of give you one other little convenient way to...
Is she holding a roll of toilet paper?
No, I'm
sure that's what it is.
It's
Oh.
a pad paper.
Well, from the angle, I just saw like this roll, this white roll.
Like that?
Yeah. I was like,
Okay.
well, at least it's turned out the right way.
Yeah,
you know, it's on the top, not
Yes.
coming out for the bottom. Some people, they don't put the roll back on the right way when they change it out. Oh, it's
El
Yoda.
Rosso 9, thanks for the follow. Did you say it's Yoda?
I mean, it's their version of Yoda, right?
Looks a lot like Yoda.
Yes, Yoda making great.
As you fight different monsters, you gain kind of research points on them and sort of level up the research station so that it makes it easier for you to track them, easier for you to get rare drops from them,
Cool.
and then additional research points for spending on other things.
I saw it in sizes entirely random, and I was like, what's that about? But then I went back and saw it's about 15% smaller, larger than average of each monster, which I guess are the small and giant silver and gold monsters. So, and it's totally random.
This guy looks like Santa Claus's accountant.
So, I'm fat and lazy. LOL says, "Could you guys talk about Yuri Lowenthal, please?" Yuri was awesome in Sunset Overdrive. He was a terrific. If you play as a male character, he's your voice, and he's terrific in that game. I also highly recommend if you play Sunset Overdrive, play as a girl, because it's funny how the exact same lines they're performed very
different
differently.
deliveries.
Yeah, like the delivery, it's almost like the female is like a completely different version of the character. Like they're similar, but she's more sarcastic and he's kind of more of an asshole. Like it's great. Like they're totally different, but they say the exact same stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yep. I think I've played through the game as the release version, both as male and female.
As Stephanie and as Yuri.
Yeah.
Do you think Hugh Jackman should return as Wolverine in MCU?
No.
My personal take, he should pass the torch on to Stifler from American Pie.
Stifler's mom's got it going on.
Okay. I think it depends on if they want to do Old Man Logan or not in the MCU.
Yeah, I guess if they put that in, I just think it's like, I think they're gonna have to like wash away the old X-Men and start over.
Well, they already did.
Yeah, you
I
might
mean,
be
they'll
right.
do it again.
Like, I think it's just like it's time to totally reboot X-Men into the MCU, and I think that's just going to be the best route. Once I that's my thought. I know people are very attached to the X-Men and Wolverine, but I mean, even that. How many Hugh Jackman Wolverine movies do you have at this point? You have plenty of that.
Yeah,
so I think
guess that's true.
something fresh that
But less
ties
than
in.
half of them are good. But the ones that are good are really good.
The downside is, like, given the amount of actors they've all used, it's like, man, like, between all the different movies and characters, and then you, like, basically block yourself out from all the X-Men actors that have been in all the X-Men movies.
And they still never made the Gambit movie, although they're working on it forever, right? But it's been in, like, production hell or something. They're supposed to have Channing Tatum.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But they should have made that a long time ago.
I did not know that.
And then I guess they just finished filming Venom. They wrapped on that like last week or something. So that's interesting. That's not X-Men.
Wait, Venom? Oh, the
Yeah, the
Sony.
Venom
Yeah,
movie
because Sony's making all their like side movies.
Yeah, and
that are not MCU.
And that one has been kind of like taking way too long, also. But they finally got it wrapped. And that's what's his name? The dude from Dunkirk, and he's in every Chris Nolan movie. Yeah, Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
That seems pretty badass.
That could be pretty cool, yeah.
How do we make the big gun? You mean the one behind us? That was made by a guy at Sony who has a bunch of friends in prop making and stuff, Gary Barth. And there's actually a bullseye that's in our main lobby.
Isn't that? Oh.
That's the Marksman, right?
Yeah, it is.
That is the Marksman. Bullseye's in the lobby.
Okay.
And it's the
That was the
R2
one made by
bullseye.
a fan, right?
Nope.
No?
Those are made by professional prop makers.
Did we have a fan send us some?
Not those. Those were paid for and made by prop makers.
Okay.
And there is actually, where is the harpoon gun? We have the Captain Ahab from Sunset Overdrive somewhere. I'm not actually sure where that is right now. And I think Microsoft has the record gun. And I'm curious what box that's in at their office. And if they would.
How we get them to give
Yeah,
it to
can
us?
you just give it back to us now?
Yeah.
Like, that would be awesome. I'll have to see. So it's probably sitting like literally in a box somewhere in there. But I would love to get that back. Desire said Izzy made a bullseye, but for herself. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm fat and lazy. LOL. Thanks for the follow. Where's Brian? He's doing creative director things. He's creative directing. That's where he is.
He has like the beret on.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm not answering any Spider-Man PS4 questions, obvs. So if seem like I'm ignoring it, I am, because I can't answer those questions. So we will answer questions in good time. And in terms of what we're gonna play on that front on the stream, I can't really get into that right now either. Sorry, Stealth Gamer 26.
I like how you can slide.
Yeah, it's kind of an automatic thing that once you get going down
once you get those, like, you have the slopes.
Yeah. They've done quite a bit to make traversal just feel a lot smoother in this game compared to previous ones.
It feels relatively, like, it feels pretty modern to me. It doesn't feel like it's like,
Yeah.
there's definitely times where, like, Japanese games, sometimes the combat and stuff feels like it's several years kind of, I don't want to say old, but like where it didn't necessarily feel like it was on that bleeding edge of modern kind of melee traversal.
Yeah, I've always felt like combat-wise, Monster Hunter has been very much ahead of the curve. That it's been like, it was sort of that Dark Souls style combat long before
Dark Souls. Right.
It's the thing I think that has really prevented it from hitting it big has been a lot of the stuff that goes around the combat.
So people just can't get into it and can't figure out how to get into it without going and reading like a glossary.
Or just like it was on PSP for so long, and because you don't have a right stick, the way you had to play those games is move your character around with the left stick and then sort of use your thumb to press left and right on the PSP's D-pad in order to keep track of where the monster is. That, like, like if you like the game, you learned how to do it, but it was awkward.
Yeah.
Like all these flying things, although their wing flaps seem to be kind of a little. Oh, now it looks smoother. It's a little choppy earlier, but.
Yeah, I prioritize frame rate on the Pro, and then we run at a low resolution just for this, so who knows how it all works. Fate 438 and Kill Steal, thank you for. Oh, and you can even hook onto those. Kill Steal, Fate 438, thanks for following. Most anticipated 2018 titles. Super Smash says God of War 1, Red Dead 2, Spider-Man 3. Get the fuck out, Super Smash.
That's wrong order.
Yeah, come on.
Golf score.
Come on, is that just because it wasn't answering any questions? Did you get downgraded
Yes,
just for that?
Well, what's your
Dad of
favorite
War
shooting game?
overall?
How about that one?
Oh, wait, we've seen one of these guys before.
Yeah, I'm supposed to capture this one.
Oh, so that's more interesting. So do you use a different attack, or is it like...
It's sort of like Pokemon. You get them weak to where they're limping, and then you can place a trap on the ground, and you trick them into walking over it, and then you can use tranquilizers to put them to sleep.
Nice. All right. Jivo SC says Spider-Man, Dad of War, Red Dead. Yeah, I mean, outside, those are the obvious ones, I guess.
Oh, you're trapped
right?
in the mud.
Yeah, I managed to get away, but
And I think
That bee is like poisoning you with its green sack of poison.
I think that's actually, if I poke it, it'll heal me.
Oh, never mind.
Nice.
Thanks, bee. Well, you know,
Helpful
they
bee.
say that bee stings are like healthy for you, right?
Really?
I think like new age people will like purposely sting themselves.
So crazy people.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
James, one of the earlier questions, what's your favorite shooting game?
Oh,
Including web shooting games.
including web shooting games? Oh man, I don't know.
Favorite Spider-Man game that's not ours.
Oh, Spider-Man 2 for me is up there,
Okay.
which I wrote on a blog on Marvel's website.
Oh, you did?
Shattered Dimensions is good too, but I think 2 is just great because of the web swinging, and at the time that game, I know it doesn't necessarily maybe hold up as well as it used to, but at the time it was just like, holy shit, look at what you can do.
Yeah, for me, I think it's Shattered Dimensions. I like that one quite a bit.
Corey?
Maximum Carnage.
What?
Just for the nostalgia.
Okay.
I played that one the most. I didn't play a whole lot of them, like Shattered Dimensions, and just didn't play it a whole bunch. Played the...
How long has it been
SNES
since you
a lot.
played Maximum Carnage?
Yeah, no,
Too
actually,
long,
I went back and played a ROM of it. It does not hold up that well.
No.
But it was good, and I had much fonder memories of it.
Did you ever play the 32X Spider-Man game? That's like super. It's like one of the rarest 32X
I've
games.
seen
No.
video of it.
I never
have
played it
not
either.
Played it. It looked like one of the bad Spider-Man platformers that... Yeah, there we go.
When I was collecting games, I
Nice.
found a copy of it once that
Yeehaw.
was relatively cheap, but it didn't work.
Oh,
That was kind of a bummer.
that sucks.
Yeah.
I bet it was not even relatively cheap. I bet it was not.
It was still not cheap,
Yeah.
and then it didn't work. But I got my money back. It was fine. But it was still a bummer. I was like, oh, I thought I had such a good deal. Someone said Ni no Kuni 2. It's like the first one is a game I played a little bit of, and I love Ghibli stuff, and I never actually have gone back and played it all, so I feel bad about it.
I want to play the new one. I was not a huge fan of the battle system of the first one, but I hope that they make some changes. Either make it more action-oriented or make it more turn-based. I thought the first one had... It's trying to be a little too much of both.
I always find it hard. Like, Japanese RPGs are like one of those things where I love them, but gosh, it's so hard to find the time for them. So hard.
Yeah.
And actually, that's why the Switch is great, is because there's times where I have several hours where I can do stuff like that on Switch. So like Zelda, I actually put like 130, 140 hours into.
Yeah.
Portable.
Yeah, that portability, and then like, places like Planes where you could actually play. Like, man, wouldn't a portable PlayStation 4 just be the
Oh
best?
dear. Yeah. I mean, it'd probably be about 900 degrees, but
Yeah, it would. Yeah, exactly. Therein lies the problem. But man, it'd be good. So many games that like I love playing, and actually, like you've seen some interesting ports from Bethesda, so I'll be curious to see how things keep going with the Switch.
yeah, if it stays as successful as it has been, I imagine that they will put more stuff on it.
Well, they got that cardboard stuff coming out, so you know.
So that was funny. We were doing a stream when that got announced, and I like walked out. There's like a Wario tweet on my phone about what it was, and I clicked the Amazon link, and I didn't even know what it was. Like it just said Robo, and I was like, whatever. I pre-ordered it. Got back to my desk, and I like watched that, and I was like,
what the world?
yeah, what did I just pre-order?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that stuff's super cool, just not for me.
I mean, if you want to spend $50 for some cardboard, you can go to the store and buy a microwave, and it comes with a cardboard box.
There's
But you also get a
there's
microwave.
software that goes with it, but yeah.
I'm curious. I want to try it. I don't know that I want to own it.
Right, exactly. The last thing I need is more cardboard in my house. This is like the era where Activision, like everything they put out had plastic peripherals with it, and they were just trying to turn your living room into Dave and Buster's. It was like Tony Hawk Ride, Guitar Hero. What else? They had other stuff too. There's
Rock Band.
DJ Hero. Like there was so much like plastic crap. Like here, buy this new plastic thing. Remaster Resistance says, how do you find the time to put 100 hours in a game? I haven't been able to do that for years. I took my Switch on vacation with me, was most of it, to be honest. Dropping sleep helps a lot when there's a game you really love, like sleeping less. That's usually a good way to put hours into games.
I find that eventually catches up to you.
It does. It does, 100%.
Neglecting your adult responsibilities. That's
Yeah,
the other way.
letting my house go to shit.
I'm real good at that one.
Yeah, not walking my dog enough. Let's see. Forgetting to pay the rent. No, I always pay my rent. Jeez.
Oh, thanks. You reminded me. It is almost the end of the month, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You want to get on that for February.
I did.
So a day where every day in your apartment or house costs more than any other. If you're a
Yeah.
renter.
Yeah.
I hope this guy seems like he's probably getting pretty weak.
We're almost to that capture point.
Yeah.
Thoughts
Have
on
to
the
be-
Spider-Man Homecoming movie? It's awesome. I
liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
I really like Michael Keaton as.
Oh, he's so
Vulture.
good, man.
Yeah, he was terrific. That moment too, the surprise moment in that movie where
When they're in the car. Oh, when he opens the door.
Oh.
Yeah, I just gasped, you know.
Yeah.
Like, the whole room kind of just gasped.
Yeah, that and the car ride.
The
where
car
it's
ride was
obvious
awesome.
That,
Yeah.
he has figured it out,
Yeah.
Man.
and she hasn't.
Raider77 said he put 400 hours into Destiny 1. Yeah, I know a lot of people put hundreds of hours into Destiny. Or I mean, like that's the thing. And you find that game that you're into, and you just keep playing it, keep playing it.
I think especially when you find that game that co-op game that you get like a crew together, and that just becomes like something you do a couple of times a week. That it just adds up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's like when I put a ton of time into Monster Hunter, it wasn't like I just sat and played it every day after school.
You
at
got
the
together
time.
with
It was-
people.
Yeah,
and
it was
you all
like
played.
it was like a Friday or Saturday thing that happened with friends during college, and we just played it for at least a year.
Yeah, that was Halo for me in college. Oh man, 16
Yeah,
player Halo.
that was Halo for me and Super Smash Brothers.
Are you weak yet? Been breaking parts on you.
So how do you know when it's weak, but you
There we
like,
go.
you don't kill?
Oh,
Oh,
it might be limping.
Found the Australian. Put heaps into Resistance 1.
missed that game badly. Yep. Let's see.
So if he goes back to
Ebony
where he was
Logic,
before
hi,
and
how are
sleeps, he'll be weak.
Hello, LS Mazing. We're about to capture our final monster here as we close the stream down.
Yeah.
We'll see if Adam here can get it.
Yeah, you can see.
And
he's
thanks
limping
again to
now.
Adam for bringing his cloud save in so that we could play it. I now have a copy of this game, so I'm looking.
You're gonna
forward
have to play it.
I'm gonna have to play it now. I'm gonna have to play it. You literally messaged me right at the right moment when I was at GameStop buying a copy for today. It was like, well, it might look better on my Xbox One X. I was like, oh, PS4, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad your save is in the cloud, by the way, because
me too.
like that shit does not work as well on PS4 as I would like it to.
We were having
Whereas, like on
trouble at
Xbox
first.
One, it is automatic, and it is like the greatest thing. And I love, don't get me wrong, I love my PS4, but God, the cloud saving on Xbox One is so good. It's just like it automatically syncs. Like if you have multiple in your house, like when you're playing in your bedroom, it just like pick up right where you left off in a game like Fallout or something. It's amazing. I guess he decided to take a nap.
Yeah, I need to find some place to put my trap. There we go.
Make a pizza on a live stream one day.
Do you see a pizza oven in here?
Hey,
We have to
wake up.
stream it live from a phone.
Someone said I saw a tip on Twitter to put like chop up Howlin' Ray's chicken and put that on top of pizza and then drizzle comeback sauce on it, and I was like,
Ooh.
it sounds good.
Over here, buddy. Come over here. Over here. Come here. Come here.
Oh, is that like the Ghostbusters trap thing?
Marco, come
Yeah.
over here, bait him over here, Marco. What are you doing, cat?
Hey,
There you go, Margo. Come on.
Good job.
Oh, there it is. Now
Stunning.
trank bombs, trank bombs. Don't trank yourself though.
Sweet.
Tranked and asleep.
I saw this thing on Reddit last night about a guy that like was weirded out because he thought his landlord was breaking into his house and leaving him post-it notes about stuff because there's these weird post-it notes and they never remember, and he like was trying to compare the handwriting to his lease and thought it was his landlord. He's like, what do I do? Do I go to the cops or someone?
Yeah.
People are like, this doesn't make sense. They're like, hey, do you think? And someone, I don't know how someone figured this out, but they're like, do you have like a CO detector in your place? Like, are you sure you're not carbon monoxide poisoned right now? Because the guy was like, and the guy's like, I have one of those, but it's not plugged in. Maybe I should check it out. And it was like later he
Holy
posted
crap.
like, too long didn't read, but I was CO poisoned, and I was
Holy
going crazy.
shit.
Yeah, the whole thing's like, holy shit! Like literally, the guy like reached the
Wow.
point where he thought
He was leaving messages for
like
him.
he was leaving
Wow.
notes, forgetting completely that he left them, and then thought someone else was leaving
Isn't
them.
that the plot of Memento?
Kind of, basically,
Yeah.
is the entire plot of Memento.
Oh, man.
I'm always bringing it back to Chris Nolan.
Was he
movies.
tattooing himself?
Stuff, yeah, like don't
Check CO
don't-
detector. What's
yeah.
that mean?
don't trust the landlady.
Oh, man.
Bad.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's about all the time we've got for
Yeah.
today, everybody. So thanks for tuning in as Adam and his cat Marco ran around Palicos?
Yep. Palicos.
Palicos. So his Palico Marco.
Yeah, they're
Not
funny.
to be confused with a cat. We're playing Monster Hunter. You definitely should check the game out. It's available now on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, Monster Hunter World. If you
Yep.
play on PlayStation, I think there's even some... You can like play as Alloy or something? Or
Yeah, it
Alloy-
said something about downloading some
Horizon Zero Dawn stuff.
themed stuff. I don't know if that's armor or what, but yeah.
Cool. Well, anyway,
Oh,
thanks
you can
to...
dress your cat up as Horizon.
Oh, it's Alloy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. It's an Alloy cat.
Yeah.
All right, so thanks to Capcom for making this great game. And
Okay.
thank you to Adam for coming in.
for
And
having
thank you, everyone in the chat who was watching. We will catch you guys on... I know it's Aloy. Sorry, I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass right now. We will see you guys tomorrow from North Carolina. The North Carolina team will be streaming, and then we will be back here on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific doing Resistance 3 with Marcus Smith and Cam, and we'll be finishing Resistance 3 in that stream off. So make sure you tune in then, and we will talk to you
Cool.
guys on Wednesday. Later.
All right. See you guys.